The big game is fast approaching, but wait, you still haven't got your tickets. You've spent hours searching, but you're still confused about ticket prices. Time to stop searching. Visit ticketcompare.com. We compare ticket prices for all the popular leagues and tournaments for you. We work only with the most trustworthy sites, so you can have peace of mind when buying your tickets. Compare prices, buy tickets, get to the game. Ticketcompare.com. Buying tickets made simple.
Players during the week who said that there's been small differences to the way that you played this season. What in your eyes have been the key differences to make this season a lot more successful than this period of last season?
I think what we have done good that season was the consequence what we have done the last season. So there are many things, they need sometimes more process, more time than the other one, so we cannot expect to play sometimes in that way since a long period now behind to working about our principles and what we believe. So I think sometimes it's good because we play most of the time with just 2 new players compared to last season, Ederson and Kyle. Most of the other players was last season there. Were last season here with all together. But I think it's question of the time. More energy, of course, the energy for Kyle, from many players. It's so important, but I was not able to say exactly what is the big difference. I think it's time. We know each other better. We know each other better.
Pep. Oh, sorry.
Pep.
Sorry, Pep. Pep. You've brought a lot of young players into the club who have never won a championship, never won a Premier League. How important are the more experienced players who are already here, who have won the Premier League? And also, do you see similarities between the development of this team and the team that won your first La Liga title as a coach?
We have many, but many. Yeah, there are. Vincent, Yaya, David, Sergio, Fernandinho. They won 2 Premier Leagues, 1 or 2 Premier Leagues. So, and maybe they can help us to understand how important it is to win the Premier League for the other guys who are not able still to win, me included, to win the Premier League. So I think there are a lot in the fact to say the desire to win it. To every weekend to say we are closer, still we are far away. We are just in November, but the desire to win it counts a lot to achieve something you want to achieve, you want to get.
And in terms of how your first Barcelona team developed, do you see similarities where you've got experienced players but also younger players who need to take that final?
Well, my first year here was not the same like my first year in Barcelona, so it's the second season, because most of the players were in Barcelona in that period. It was from the academy, and the principles we tried to do, they knew it from the 10, 11 years old. So the way we want to play there, it's a lot. The basis, it was a lot of players were there for a long time ago playing in that way, and they know exactly what we are looking for. I think it's not comparing. So it's another league, another players, another way they play. We play a little bit quite different than Barcelona. The principles no, but quite different because the players were different. And at the end, the team played depends of the quality of the players you have.
Pep, we're shortly coming into December, which is a busy month. I was noticing last season you played 7 games in 28 days, and you lost 3 times in the Premier League during that spell. This December you've got 9 games in the same 28 days, so 2 more games. Have you got a strategy for coping with that? And also, is it realistic to go through December perhaps still winning?
If we're talking comparing that to last season, I think there was the previous month that was a problem. When we played the same like this season. Last season we played in October, November, after the first international break or second international break. We had 4 Premier League games, 3 at home, 1 away. And at home we were not able to... No, it passed October, November. And we were not able to win once. We don't win against Southampton, against Middlesbrough, against Everton. We were not able. And this season was the same. 3 games at home, with Barley and Stoke and the other ones. And that season we were able to win. I think what happened in the future last season, in November, December, the team was a little bit consequence what happened in the past. But I am not thinking about, I know the schedule is full, like all the teams. So It's not saying we are better than the other one, so it's a schedule is for everybody, a lot of games. The best advice I can say from my experience, for my players, think about the next one. And after we'll see how the players they are, regeneration, recovering, injuries, no injuries, the opponent, the way they play, the way we are, and take decisions, game by game. If you win a game, be stable, help winning for the next one. If we don't win a game, okay, now I want to see how we react in that and go to the other end and keep going. If you think, 9 games, a lot of that, it's better don't think about in comparing what happened in the last season, because it's no sense. Last season is last season. Sport is always stay in the present, is next one. The past is the past. But the schedule is tough, but not just for Manchester City, for everybody.
Pep, you said earlier in the week that now Mendy's injured, it becomes more difficult to play Jesus and Aguero together. Yeah. Obviously, strikers want to play every week. Aguero's very used in his career to playing every week. Do you expect that is going to be a very difficult situation for you to manage? And in man management terms, do you think it's going to be one of your biggest headaches?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, especially when you're not going to win. Yeah, definitely. So now we have a relaxing press conference here, but I assure you we are going to lose the games, and the debate what happened is going to happen again, if the way we play is acceptable for that league or not. That is going to happen. But I can say, I think they are going to play together as well, even with Mendy or without Mendy. But until now, I decide to play in that way, and I decide one, respect for the other one, but I want to see they have to compete each other. They have to know they have to play good, because if not, they have another guy with the same level and the good quality to play, but they're going to play many games without Benjamin, especially hopefully can come back. They're going to play together because they can play together.
But when they're not, say, playing together and one's been picked over the other, do you hope that they sort of embrace that challenge and that competition, and they almost use it as a little competition between themselves?
No, they have an amazing relationship. It's not easy to find 2 strikers and play and be close together. First of all, because Sergio is more experienced, he's a nice guy, a really nice guy, and Gabriel as well. So that is not the point. Of course, they want to play. And I know when they don't play, they are a little bit sad. But it's the same for the other guys. They don't play. Danilo is not happy, and that is not a problem. But of course, they can play together. But I decide to play more specific wingers for the quality there, and play just one striker. But we can play with 2 strikers more in the middle. And I'm going to use, for example, the last 10 minutes against Feyenoord. They play together, both. When we change a little bit the settle in the last 10-15 minutes, the way we attack. And they play in the first minutes Gabriel in the left, and now we play more central with Sergio. Of course, we can do that. We can use that. In many games when we need to score goals or results, we have to change something, because both together, when they play together, not one wide, it's more closer when they play, they are able perfectly to play together. And that is going to happen.
Last one, just Anna, please.
Bon dia, amb permís dels companys. Volia fer 2 preguntes. Una té a veure amb el que parlaves abans del calendari de l'any passat, dels punts que us van escapar a casa. Hi ha gent del teu staff que té la teoria que els punts importants veu perdre el camí de la Premier a casa. S'havia dit d'això de la mitjana anglesa, de guanyar a casa i empatar fora. Hi ha gent que diu que els títols es guanyen en competició directa amb els que competeixen amb tu. No sé quina és la teva teoria al respecte, o si els títols es guanyen en camps com els del Huddersfield, que hi ha molta gent que ho diu a Espanya.
I també hi ha gent que diu que pots perdre amb els 5 grans i guanyar tots els altres. Aquí qüestió quants punts més guanyes que els altres, aquesta és la qüestió. Sí que per guanyar la Lliga has de ser fort a casa, has de fer més punts a casa. I l'any passat vam ser fantàstics a fora com aquest any, que encara no ens han guanyat tots, però a casa ens vam deixar molts punts. I aquest any a casa, excepte l'Everton, doncs estem més allà que els hem guanyat, estem sòlids. No hem patit massa fins ara, excepte, evident, que ha vingut el Liverpool com a equip gran, sí, el Liverpool, no? I l'Arsa. Però a casa estem més sòlids. Al final, per guanyar, has de fer molts punts, i més aquesta lliga haurem de fer molts punts per guanyar, perquè els grans perdran poc.
I don't know if you have a theory to win a trophy. Do you think you must win the points against the contenders, or it's better to win the rest of the games, and even if the results are not good against the contenders? What do you think about that? Well, it doesn't really matter, because you can lose points against the top six or the contenders and then win a lot of games and win the league anyway. What matters is really to make the most of the points, and obviously to be strong at home. That's very important. For example, last season we were really strong away, but we dropped many points at home, and that cost us the competition. And for instance, this season we are very consistent at home, so at the end of the day we need to win lots of points, and I think we are going to need to win a lot of points to win this league, especially in this competition, the Premier League.
I la segona té a veure amb els entrenadors holandesos. Saps que a Alemanya està sent molt criticat Peter Bosz, i hi ha la corrent que diuen que els holandesos només serveixen per entrenar a Holanda. No sé què en penses.
El critiquen perquè ara no guanya, i al principi deien que era... hi ha entrenadors bons a tot arreu, i el futbol holandès ha extrapolat molt bons entrenadors a tot arreu. Em fa l'efecte que, si posem pagar-se un don dels Rinus Mitchell, Johan Cruyff, tants altres, Louis van Gaal, tants altres han fet molta escola en el futbol mundial, han deixat moltes coses. Això sempre, tu guanyes, ets bo, i perds, ets dolent, i ja està, no li donem més voltes. Al principi de temporada Peter Bosz era un gran fitxatge, millor que el Tuchel, i ara és pitjor que el Tuchel. Per què? Doncs perquè abans guanyava i ara perd. I és el mateix, amb els mateixos jugadors.
I want to ask you about Dutch managers. They are criticizing Germany, Peter Bosz. What do you think about the influence or the situation with that managers? They think that they are only useful to coach in Netherlands, but not anywhere else. What do you think about that? Well, now Peter Bosz is criticized because he doesn't win, but I think there are good managers everywhere, and Dutch managers can coach everywhere. Dutch football has given lots of great managers. We can talk about Rinus Michel, Johan Cruyff, Louis van Gaal. They left their stamp in football, and at the end of the day, this is very easy. You win, you're good. You lost, you're bad. And at the beginning of the season, they thought Peter Bosz was better than Thomas Tuchel, and now because he's not winning, they think he's worse than him.
Okay, cheers guys.
Thank you. Sí, eso es.